My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 60. In this lecture, I will continue my discussion on Seaborn data visualization. Till now, we have been looking at having only one plot in a window. You can also have multiple plots in a window. Here we are going to look at box-whisker plot and histogram on a single window. So let's plot box-whisker plot and histogram on the same window. So in order to do that, we have to first split the windows into two parts. What do you mean by splitting the window into two parts? Actually, there is a concept known as subgraphs. I already subplots. I must say it's not subgraphs, it's subplots. I already discussed this concept in lecture number 49. I request you to go through lecture number 49 once before going through this lecture so that it will be little bit easier. So here if you see, there is only small space for upper part, isn't it? And there is a large space for lower part. What does it mean? What is the meaning of upper part and what is the meaning of lower part? This is single window. I am splitting into two parts. This one is upper part. This is upper part. This one is lower part, isn't it? This is lower part. This upper part is having small space, whereas your lower part is having large space. What does it mean? We will try to understand. That's why I request you to go through lecture number 49, where I discussed about these subplots. We discussed in detail manner about subplots. Anyway, plt.subplot, this I already discussed. This 2 means, this also I discussed. 2 means you have two rows, isn't it? That figure is, this is first row. This is first row number 1. This one is row number 2. How many columns? By default, there is only one column. This is one column. This I discussed in 49th lecture. Again and again, I request you to go through that lecture number 49. Grid space underscore KW, you can set the ratios of the heights. I have given 0.15 and 0.85. Just see, this is 0.15 and 0.85 means larger space for second window. Why? Because second window is 0.85, larger space, and less space for first window. 0.15, that is less space for first window. I have just splitted my window into two parts by aspect ratio. What is this aspect ratio? That 0.15 and 0.85 are known as aspect ratios. Let me show this. Now you can understand subplot.to grid, isn't it? Let me show this output in little big screen, isn't it? This output means you are splitting this window into two parts. Just see, this upper part has 0.15. This is 0.85. Depending on our requirement, I need this so that I am splitting. This splitting is depends on your requirement, depends on your need. You can change that aspect ratio. I saved the output to two variables, ax underscore box plot, ax underscore histogram. Ax underscore box represents the axis for box plot. Ax underscore hist represents the ax underscore hist represents axis for histogram. Now we can add and create plots. The same thing I already discussed this one, meaning of this one, and I also request you to go through lecture number 49 for this one. We are dividing into subplots. SNS, you know what is SNS? Box plot data. This is price. Price is a variable in data frame data which is constructed from toyota.csv, whose output is ax underscore box. That's what we were saying. Ax underscore box represent axis for box plot. Ax underscore hist represents for axis for histogram. KDE also I discussed. What is KDE? KDE equal false means in previous lectures. I already discussed all these things. Just plt.show means you can see the output of means here I am constructing box plot. Here I am also constructing distplot means what? What is the meaning of this one? Histogram. I already discussed what is histogram means. For same variable price, I am constructing box plot as well as histogram, and I'm keeping that output in same window by splitting that window into two parts so that I can compare them in easy manner. Just see this output. Anybody can understand this output, isn't it? Just see this first 0.15 portion. This is, what is this? This is box plot, box whisker plot. Whose box is whisker plot? Price variable box whisker plot. The second point, 0.85 aspect ratio. This is histogram. This histograms, whose histogram? Histogram of price variables. Means I constructed box whisker plot as well as histogram of the variable price which is available in toyota.csv file. Now I am comparing these two graphs of the same variable. This is the advantage of keeping you can keep different plots in same window. Now we will try to understand this with the help of our Jupyter notebook. This one, we know this one, just reading the data and cleaning the data, which we were discussing about this from last few classes, and how can I drop the null rows, data.drop in a, so that all the rows, null rows will be dropped, so that what is the size of your data from 1096 rows and 10 columns. Now what am I doing? Just say this, that's what I am discussing. Grid space KW, this is known as aspect ratio, heights aspect ratio. First subplot aspect ratio height is 0.15, whereas second one is 0.85. I am constructing box plot for price variable, and even I am constructing histogram for price variable, and keep the two diagrams, that two plots I am keeping in same window. In first 0.15 portion, I am keeping box whisker plot, whereas in second 0.85 portion I am keeping histograms, so that you can compare the you can compare them comfortably without any difficult. So that's why we are keeping histogram as well as box whisker plot in same window by splitting that window into two portions. In upper portion we displayed box whisker plot, whereas in lower portion we displayed histogram. I will continue my discussion, that is in lecture number 61, where I will discuss about pairwise plots. Thank you very much.